Hey there everyone, Omega Snake here, and welcome to BlazBlue ChronoPhantasma. And today we're taking on the boss of the game, Take-Mikazuchi. But before we get into it, yeah, I am so glad that they actually put a boss into my favorite fighting game series. Seriously, it actually gives me an excuse, basically, to do a video on BlazBlue. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is actually my favorite fighting game series, and I love it to death. But before I get into the fight, if you guys want to, I can also do a couple of replays. And at the end of the video, I am going to show you my my PSN ID, so that way, if you guys want to, you can actually take me on if you want, or just add me if you want to be my friend. I enjoy adding my fans as friends. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's get into it. Yes, that's Rachel's system voice. Anyway, before we get into it, there's one thing you need to know, and that is not all characters are created equal. Some characters might actually have a harder time with him than other characters might. The optimal character should be a character that can not only hit hard in single attacks, but can also can also have mobility. In other words, can get around decently. On the flip side, though, characters like Taokaka that doesn't do a lot of damage in single hits and also has light health, like the lightest in the game, will have a hard time with him. Whereas, but also, there's also Tager, where he has a shit ton of health. He hits like a freight truck, but he can't dash unless you use his sledgehammer. So yeah, he might have a hard time actually getting at Take-Mikazuchi. I actually managed to do it, but it wasn't easy. And lastly, just characters that deal with more combo or setups will also have a hard time with them. Like, for example, Rachel and Platinum might also have a hard time with them because they don't do a lot of damage, like in few hits. But the other thing is that go with your main. If you main a character, no matter if they're a good choice or not, if you know what you're doing with the character, he really should not be that hard. In fact, the difficulty might go down if you know what you're doing with your character. Anyway, for this one, though, I'm going to use my main, Haku-Men. Yeah, I actually play with Haku-Men quite a bit. The main thing about Haku-Men to know, though, is that he has a lot of health. He hits hard, especially with that sword of his. And also, he can also get around thanks to his air dash. So that's also a bonus. So he's one of the more optimal characters to fight Take-Mikazuchi with, because he might not have as hard a time as other characters. Anyway, let's get into it. By the way, you know what's weird? I just thought of this. Haku-Men's kind of symbolic to me, if you think about it, because you guys don't know what I look like, and that's going to stay that way. But you know what I do, and yeah, I guess you could say Haku-Men's kind of symbolic to me in a way. Anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to be basically telling you Take-Mikazuchi's tells, and how to avoid them.
You abominable giant! Prove your worth to me!
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action. Okay, so the main thing to know about this fight is Saya will be your main source of tells. Kinda weird to say that. The thing is that Take-Mikazuchi won't do anything until she commands him to. So if you listen for what she's saying, you can tell what's gonna come, and hopefully avoid Take-Mikazuchi's attack, or at least block it. So yeah, so the main thing to know is listen to what she says. The other thing to know though is keep an eye on Take-Mikazuchi's heat gauge. Take-Mikazuchi has 2 distortions, and they both come out when he reaches 100. So he will do them the second he reaches 100. That'll be his next attack. So you'll know when he's about to do one if you keep an eye on his gauge. Oh yeah, also he has an astral, but as long as you keep your health up, he won't be able to use it. Anyway, let's get to it. When she says fire, that shield's gonna come up, and then those projectiles will come. So if you block or crouch, those things will barely do anything. When she says kneel before me, Take-Mikazuchi is gonna slam the ground and will basically pop you up. The thing is though, it won't do anything if you're in the air. Only if you're on the ground the second he pounds the ground. So just jump and you'll avoid it.
Kneel before me.
See? Okay, here's the reason why I said hard-hitting characters. Take-Mikazuchi will actually reel from attacks if he's hit hard enough. And if you keep doing this, you can make him reel and do quite a bit and do some damage to him. However, you can only make him reel from an attack 4 times. After the 4th time, he won't do it anymore, no matter how many times or how hard you hit him. So be ready for after the 4th time, so that way you can be ready for a counter attack. Tsubaki. Firefly. Okay, that's 4. Oh yeah, that shot will also come out when she says go. Yeah, that fist comes out really quick. Best thing about it though is that it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does push you back. And it comes out, like I said, really quick, so unless you're already blocking, it's gonna hit you. But don't worry, it doesn't do a lot of damage.
There is no go. Kneel before.
Okay, those orbs are gonna be really annoying. But they don't do a lot of damage, but you might want to take those out as quick as you can. However, unless you're Haku-Men, like I am, you're gonna have to just jump towards them and block them. So, yeah, take out those things when you can, but don't worry, they don't do a lot of damage. See?
You hesitate.
Okay. Okay, this is his first distortion, and this is the one he uses the most. It's basically a big giant laser. Yeah, I know, he's firing his lasers. And it comes out after 5 seconds. And if you're not blocking, it's going to do quite a bit of damage. And even if you're blocking, it's still going to do quite a bit of chip damage. And I do not recommend doing barrier guard. It'll get rid of your barrier faster than you can say, holy crap. However, if you can attack him, yeah, if you actually go right towards him and attack him, you can actually interrupt it. However, if you don't think you're gonna reach it by that time, like I don't think I am, then you might want to back away, so that way you don't take the full brunt of the attack and don't receive a lot of damage. See?
There is no
When she says dance, Take-Mikazuchi is gonna fire a laser onto your current position. However, it's really slow, so it's like if you keep moving, it won't even hit you. See?
Sit. Sit. Sit.
Go.
Sit.
Kneel
That's
before
funny.
me.
If you crouch,
Down.
if you crouch when that comes out,
Sit.
yeah, it won't. That move won't even hit you.
Sit.
Kneel
Let's see. What
before
other
me.
moves does he have? I know there was one he doesn't do very often.
Shadow.
Sit.
Fear. There is
Sit.
no death.
Sit.
Down.
Sit. Sit.
Let's see.
Sit.
Perish.
There we go. When she says perish, Take-Mikazuchi is gonna fire a barrage of lasers at you, and they'll come in one of two directions, either towards him or away from him. The main thing you want to do is block it. Yes, it's like if you're blocking it, then it won't do a lot of damage. However, if you keep an eye on his heat gauge, this move, even when you're blocking it, will rise up his heat gauge like you wouldn't believe. So it's like at this point, it's no use going towards him. So just block it.
Fire, giant.
See, I'm okay.
Sit. Sit.
There is
Sit.
no
Yeah, he doesn't do that move very often though.
perish.
Sit.
Yeah, listen for when she says perish.
Sit. 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 Sit.
Perish.
Sit.
That's weird. He usually doesn't do that move very often.
Reduce all to ashes.
Okay, this is his other distortion. When she says reduce all to ashes, and also if you don't see the screen change, he's gonna do this distortion and you can't interrupt this one. The main thing about it is that when she says reduce all to ashes, try to get to the center of the stage. The main way to avoid this is debris will fall while Take-Mikazuchi's charging to fire. If you can get to it before he fires, and stay there, you'll actually avoid all damage. So, try to get to the debris before he finishes.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
The main way to know where the debris is going to be is watch where your character faces. Your character will turn towards where the debris is. So it's like if you can't see it or it's like off screen or whatever, if you pay attention to where your character faces, you'll know where it is. So that's a good thing to keep an eye out. This is also a great way to get great chance after you avoid it to get towards him. When she says devour, well, Take-Mikazuchi is going to take a bite out of right in front of him, and it doesn't matter if you're blocking or whatever. If you're in range, he's going to bite you and then spit you out, but luckily it doesn't do a lot of damage. Tsubaki. Firefly. Tsubaki. Okay, this is the main thing. Try to interrupt whenever you can. Try to interrupt his distortion. If you keep attacking him, you will interrupt it, and then, well, just watch. It causes him so much pain to be interrupted like that he actually falls down and exposes his core. If you hit that, you'll be doing a lot of damage to him. So when he tries to do that distortion, if you're close enough, try to interrupt it. However, if you're too far away and you don't think you're gonna reach him in 5 seconds, well, then you might want to block. So that way you don't take a lot of damage from that laser. It's up to your judgment. Either try to attack and stop him, or block it to avoid getting nailed. Unleashing! Empty Skyform Summers Advance! Empty Skyform Summers Advance! Yeah.
You will not escape.
Yeah, the main thing about it is that he's actually down for 7 seconds, which is a great way to go into overdrive and unleash all your might. But the thing is, once Take-Mikazuchi gets below half health, Cyan's gonna go into overdrive, and then she's gonna be summoning these capsules, which is really annoying.
There is no
Sit.
Well, she usually does. Huh. That's weird. There they are. Yeah, try to get rid of them. You can get rid of them by attacking them.
kneel before.
How could you hesitate? Sit.
Alright. I think it's
Dare not keep away.
Lotus.
Beast.
And that's it. That's how you beat Take-Mikazuchi.
You
You cannot defeat me. Alright. Well, I hope this helps you out in beating him with all the characters and getting that elusive trophy. Or just beating him with your main character. I hope this helps you out. And oh yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna show you my PSN ID. So that way, if you guys want, you can add me, and well, I'd be happy to face you if you want. I unplug my Ethernet cable when I'm recording. Anyway, this is my PSN ID. If you wanna face me, or you just wanna add me, well, feel free. I always enjoy adding my fans. You know, makes me feel special. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helps you out in taking him down in Highlander mode, Highlander Assault mode, and I hope this helps you out in your endeavor to beat him with all characters. This is Omega Snake signing out, or Snake Fudo if you're on PSN. Anyway, I'm signing out. See you guys next time. Game over, Take-Mikazuchi. Your end has come.